Alright, so this is the emptying of the tank part. Now what I did was I took water out of the tank and the filter. Well, I mean, obviously if you're doing a bigger tank, this is a lot easier because I'm doing a small tank. So I just took the actual filter out of my tank, put it into the bucket with the heater, and we had the fish in here. Now I'm going to take out these fake plants. I siphoned out this water, put it there. Let's get that out of the way. Now just take some of your fake plants or anything, something to give the fish a little bit of security, because they're going to be stressed the hell out during this situation. Go ahead and take him out. Now you are going to make a mess, so have your stuff to clean up. I got a bunch of towels and things together here already, so I can do that. Now just throw a couple of your decorations or something. These are my fake ones, but they'll work for the purposes of keeping these fish less stressed out. I mean, obviously they're going to get stressed. They're not going to like this. I mean, I wouldn't like if somebody came and snatched me out of my house either. So we're going to move all this stuff out of the way. Try to keep everything clean and orderly somewhat as much as you can. Now me personally, I'm not going to clean this tank when I do it. I mean, I'm going to obviously do a water change of some sorts because you're pulling all this water out. But I don't want to clean the sides of my tank, and I don't want to clean everything out because I don't want to make it more stressful on the fish than it is. And if you take all the bacteria out of the tank, of course, that's not going to be good for them. So that's that part. I'll come back to you when I get all the fish into the bucket and I start emptying out the substrate, okay? Alright, here we go. As you can see, I got the tank completely empty. Didn't clean it out. Still got lots of algae and bacteria in the tank. I know a lot of it's in the substrate, but sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. I mean, a small tank like this is a lot more delicate than a big tank, but I mean, as long as you keep up with testing on it and make sure you're not having a big spike, ammonia spike or anything, and you ain't recycling, getting your nitrites and your nitrates, you should be okay. Now I took the old substrate and I put it into one of the boxes that you get live fish in, just because I don't plan on throwing it out. I got to pick out some of them rocks out of it and stuff to use for another tank, for one of the kids' tanks. So that's going to stay as is right now. Just let it dry out, and that way it's easier to pick out so everything is sticking to you. Now it's time to go in there, get the tub of sand, and bring it out here. So we're going to have to do that because it's going to be too heavy for me to pick up. But all I'm going to do is I'm going to use this to bring the sand over here and put it in the tank. So see you when I get here. I got a little Tupperware dish. This is much easier on a small tank. You don't have to worry as much about having to carry everything around and all that. Just get yourself nice gobs of it and put it into the bottom. Now I got conditioned water in here, so this water that's going in isn't going to kill anything, but try to keep that to a minimum if you can. I think for a planted tank you're going to want about 1.5 inches, which actually I'm almost there already. Wow, I didn't need as much sand as I thought I was going to need, but no death. Like I said, it only cost $6 for some sand, so it's not like that's going to break the bank or anything. A little bit of wasted sand. I have enough in my other tank, otherwise I would put it upstairs. I'll rinse that out a little bit. Alright, let's see where we stand here. Now, make sure you're nice and level. I mean, you don't have to be level when you put the stuff into the tank, or once you get the tank set up, but just to make sure you have the right amount in there. Might want to go a little bit deeper. I'm at about 1.5 inches, so I'm going to put a little bit more in there. I found out before that when I didn't put enough in my 55 gallon, that I ended up having to go back and put more sand in it, and that was more of a pain than just changing the whole substrate out, having to put more sand in after you already did it once. Not what you want to have to do. Now everybody can keep their depths different depth on a tank, but I like about 3 inches, 2.5 inches, just to make sure you have enough for your roots, especially if you're going to be growing any swords or anything, which I plan on putting some compactas and crypts in here. There's going to be a lot of that in this tank. Not so much the big Amazon swords or anything, but crypts and compacta, maybe a sword in here. I'm not sure yet. I have a plan, but my plans always change. So, let's see, where are we here? Alright, that looks good to me. Nice deep substrate. Plenty for the fish to move in. I'm going to try to build it up towards the back a little higher than the front. That way give it a little bit of an aquascape. Now, that's about it. Now, I don't want to throw my fish directly in here. This is nice and warm now. I don't have to worry about that. My temperature. I am getting kind of scared about a nitrate spikes in my tank. So I'm going to try to figure out. I might put some more of this in there. Actually, that's not a bad idea. Maybe I'll do that. Just to be safe. I mean, I am doing a tutorial video. I don't want to do it to you and then end up having you lose your fish and blame me. But my game plan now, I'm going to take some of this substrate that's in here and I'm going to put it into one of these containers. Maybe I'll go upstairs and get a smaller one and just put it in a container and let it sit inside the tank for a couple days. But pretty much the idea is going to be something like this. Put it in there and then just let it sit inside the tank. You know what I mean? Just try to keep it. I don't want to end up having the stuff come out of the Tupperware into the tank that I just changed all the substrate on. That would just defeat the purpose of why I did all this. So that's it for changing the substrate out. Now the next part I'm going to do is I'm going to get together my root tabs and substrate boosters, and I'm going to put them into the sand. But first I got to cut them up and get a little prep work done. So once I do that, I'll shoot the next part.